Good afternoon, Justin. Yes, the water has come up here very quickly overnight and this morning. We've had 10 to 12 inches of rain. This is Pearland, on the southeast side, and this is Clear Creek, way over its banks. We're checking the gauge just downstream in Friendswood, 16 1/3 feet. That's moderate flood stage. And it's forecast to go up to about 19, although, as I mentioned earlier, we've noticed the water has come down on the street as we got out on this boat by about at least 6 inches. And I'm also noticing, if photographer Austin Anderson can go on the driveway, you can see the debris line there. So that's promising. But we have more rain in the forecast. Not a lot on the radar right now, but we're in a flash flood warning for this part of Texas. We've had several warnings here. This one goes until 4:45. Flash flood watch for the metro Houston area goes until tomorrow morning. So we've got to get through tonight, get the center of the circulation of TD, Tropical Depression Beta, out of the way. To put in perspective, 19 feet, if it gets up to that, that's about 5 feet and change below Harvey. So the water at this point would be about 9 feet higher if you compare it to Harvey in 2017. So nothing like that. In fact, if you look at these homes like this one here, I'm assuming they don't have basements. There's probably no water in that home. But over here, we may have some water under the foundation in this ranch house, and you can see some folks over there at the end of the street venturing out. Now, where's Clear Creek? We're in the boat there. There's the house. We're on Sleepy Hollow Drive, which comes right through here, and Clear Creek goes from left to right, and it goes down to the lake, Clear Lake, and then that goes down into Galveston Bay. All the water drains into the bay either through the Clear Lake area, the Houston Ship Channel goes out past Galveston and through the Bolivar cut there. So once again, the homes getting awfully close to some of these homes, better in the backyards than the front yards. But these people here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 homes impacted here in Pearland. And fortunately, the water is starting to go down. But again, the forecast from the National Weather Service does bring it up 3 more feet. Not flowing very quickly. Water here is about 3 feet deep. You can see the mailboxes over here in front of this house, and everything else is just kind of status quo. We're hoping that we don't get much more rain on the Clear Creek basin, drainage basin, and we can get this water out of here by sometime later tomorrow night. Right now, it's forecast to crest late this evening and then start falling off, and hopefully by tomorrow, these residents can get back and drive back to their homes. Little light rain falling right now, Jackie, as we continue to keep an eye on all the bayous and creeks. These areas like here in southeast Houston, which is, they're always flood prone when you get a lot of rain. Carl, you lived here, you know the drill here. This is something they go through occasionally. But again, if it does get to 19 feet at the Friendswood gauge, that would be the 6th highest on record.
Well, let's hope it doesn't do that, and a lot of the modeling indicating that the heaviest of rain going forward could be either east or north.
Other areas got hit with even more rain than here in downtown Houston. That's some of the cities and towns south of town. Let's head there now. Our Mike Seidel is in Pearland, Texas. And Mike, they really got clobbered last night with heavy rain, which lasted into this morning.
Yeah, some spots over a foot of rain. You're right about the floodwaters. We were out on a boat earlier. Fire ants, and there's snakes out there, too. Charles, to see him in person, he was out early this morning, got some great pictures on the 610 freeway. There's his drone right there. Charles, let's go down the road here. We're on Sleepy Hollow Drive in Pearland, which is the southeast side of Houston, and we'll go down the street and show you the homes that are being impacted. There's about 6 homes out there where they can't get to their driveways or front door unless they're in a boat, because the water has surrounded the front part of the houses and coming in the sides. Not as much water in the back. The creek right now is at 16.47 feet at the Friendswood gauge just downstream. That's about 4.47 exactly. Flood stage is 12 feet. So we're almost 5 feet above flood stage, but we're still about 8.5 feet below where it was for Harvey. So we're doing much, much better. You can see Clear Creek over in the distance over by the berm. And by the way, over in that berm area over there, there were homes back before Alicia and Allison, I should say, back about 20 years ago, and they never rebuilt over there. We're seeing more and more of that, where people are realizing, do we want to rebuild because of the flood potential or even now the fire potential in the west? And they're not, they're leaving and heading to either higher ground or a less fire-prone area like in California or Oregon. in Washington. So no more homes over there. These homes were all hit very, very hard with Harvey. As you can imagine, with 9 more feet of water, it would go almost up to the roof here on these homes here in Pearland. Now the water has come down about, I'd say about 4 or 5 inches in the vertical and about 40 feet in the horizontal. So we're hoping that's a sign of things to come. But we're still under a flash flood watch, the whole Houston metro area, until tomorrow morning. The flash flood warning for this part of Houston has ended, but we still have to get the center of the circulation through the area. And Dr. Nab, you're looking at the latest short-range radar forecast, and we're hoping that we even up the score and we dump the rain, if we get more rain tonight, on the northwest and or the the northeast and more the eastern side of Houston, and let this area alone after what they went through last night.
Yes, but as the picture that you've been showing us tells the tale about, it's going to take a while for all that water to drain. So there's still a flood advisory for that whole southern part of Houston, even though the rain rates are not going to be all that high.